është Elsa Håstad, një ambasadore që ka rënë në sy për udhëtimet e saj nëpër Shqipëri, për aktivitetet me stil kreativ dhe modern, takimet me njerëzit, foto që ndanë. Udhëtimet në zonat më të thella. Një ambasadore që e do Shqipërinë, që nuk do të largohet, që sheh fuqinë e madhe aty ku jo çdo kujt i shkon në mendje. Do të bëjmë një udhëtim me Elsën për të kuptuar rolin e një ambasadoreje dhe çfarë sheh ajo tek Shqipëria.
Mirëmëngjesi Shqipëri, good morning Albania and Camp Nivica.
Elsa e ka një arsye pse nafton në Nivicë, se këtu jeton një vajzë suedeze, Astridi. E vetme, në një terren të largët, Astridi ngriti këtë oazë mikpritje. Një kamp me çadra mbi struktura druri, struktura të cilat shmontohen dhe paketohen kur nisin muajt e ftohtë, për të rivendosur sërish në pranverë.
Astrid, çfarë menduan miqtë tu kur morën vesh që ti do vije në Shqipëri dhe do hapje një camping luksi?
I think most of my friends think I'm a bit crazy because most of them haven't been to Albania. But the friends I do have that have been to Albania, they completely understand because they've seen the beauty here. But for the one, you know, they do normal office jobs, so or now during Corona, they've been sitting at home while I've been here in this wonderful landscape for almost a year, being outdoors every time. So I think they're a bit jealous as well.
Okay, po në stilin tuaj të jetesës, çfarë ka ndryshuar?
I think I have become more in my mind a lot more relaxed, so to say. I mean, it's very hard work and it's long days, so on. But I find that very satisfying because I can see all the work we've done since March, the work we did last year, and I can see the results of it now. And now that we've opened up having guests and we get to showcase this amazing area, they love it here. I mean, they think it's such a beautiful area, and we've just helped with the camp to amplify that and given more people the opportunity to have an experience very, very close with nature.
Kampi Astridit është organizuar me çadra model safari. Energjia sigurohet me panele diellore. Nga kampi Astrid, ke mundësi të kesh pamjen më të bukur të kanjonit të Nivicës. Një kanjon ku duket se toka është qarë në mes. Përballë shihet dhe fshati Nivicë.
First time when I came to Albania that it had so much potential in tourism. And such amazing nature that was completely unexplored. So I felt there was so much opportunity to do whatever I could dream of, in one sense. And especially in tourism all over the world, so much has been done. And Albania, it's only just beginning the tourism future here, and I wanted to be a part of that. And I honestly think that Albania is the future. I think this is the future of tourism. And I think there are very few places in the world where you feel like you can do anything. And I feel like I could do anything here in Albania.
Çadrat safari, për herë të parë i shohim në Shqipëri të sjella nga kjo vajzë suedeze. Modelet të tilla çadrash janë bërë modë nëpër botë në krijimin e kampingjeve të luksit. Çadrat vendosen në struktura druri dhe mbulohen me kasht për të shmangur nxehtësinë. Brenda komoditeti është i habitshëm. Edhe për më tepër, kjo çadër të jep mundësinë të jesh brenda kanjonit, të zgjohesh me pamjen më dështore të tij.
Shqiptarët vdesin të shkojnë në Suedi, ndërsa ju keni shumë dëshirë të rrini në Shqipëri.
Of course, you have things here in Albania that we don't have. You have this magic of nature, you have sun, you have the people like you, Alma, your team. No, but you know, it's also about that. And you also have the possibilities to do things. And you have so much in your country. I mean, so much that perhaps you cannot see because you are used to it and you see other things. So sometimes you also need some inspiration from people coming from other countries. And Astrid also have a view of how she wants to build it, you know, from a visual point, make it beautiful. And sometimes you need that. I mean, we also had inspiration from other countries. In Sweden, you just need a new pair of eyes.
Në këtë kamp, Astrid I ka arritur të sjell edhe ujin, 5 kilometra larg, dhe të krijojë lehtësi për gatim. Menyja janë produktet e zonës, ku natyrisht nuk mungon mishi në hell. Këtu ke mundësi të shijosh një darkë në mes të natyrës dhe me të gjitha komoditetet.
Live. Okay. Alma, Gezuar, skål. Congratulations. This is, wow, what an achievement. Her eyes is exactly what I see. It's a huge potential and you can do it in a beautiful way. Absolutely. And you can do it in a careful way so that you save nature, support environment. You have so much richness here and you have the people. Astrid is working only with local staff, local people, the neighbors from the village. That's the way you should do it. This is what I love here and I'm so happy to come here and listen to Astrid. It's fantastic.
Linjat ajrore direkte me Suedin do të mundësojnë turistëve nordik të shijojnë këtë vend perlë të Shqipërisë.
It was difficult to stay here?
No, I think it hasn't been difficult. I think the villagers have given me a wonderful, warm welcome and they've made me feel at home here and given me the opportunity to create a home for myself here.
I support this because I think that Astrid has shown the beauty of Albania, and with her own hard work, private investment, she has shown to all of us how you can make Albania beautiful and tourism sustainable. And this is the future of Albania, to have this solar energy, your own garden, to build carefully and beautiful. I think that is fantastic. This is what I think Sweden should promote.
Pak më tutje çadrave ndodhet dhe kopshti, që ka ngritur Astridi për të prodhuar perimet.
The garden! The
I'm in this side of
garden!
less garden now, but that side is definitely producing still.
Now I have it! Pateljan! Albanian pateljan in a Swedish garden. Astrid! But this is fantastic. This is one of my favorites. I mean, I love aubergine. Wow. So, sustainable vegetables in a sustainable tourist place. This is like the best. Albanian people are generous. You always get a little extra attention, a little extra time, little extra love, extra fruit, extra food or fish.
Yes.
You always, or a raki, you get, you know, it's generous. You always get a little bit more than you expect. I mean, that's fantastic. Maybe the bad point is the pessimism and the criticism about your own country. Because I think it's also a bad habit. Because if you really think, it's so many good and fantastic things in Albania. I mean, it's unbelievable. Look, we stand here and potential, people, environment, everything. But it's like it's a habit to say bad things about your own country. Yeah. And maybe that is...
We have to change that.
I think so, because, you know, it's also a story that replicates. You just go on because you're used to say bad things without even thinking. And I can compare. I've been to so many countries, and I can also see how fantastic this country is. Safe, environment, you have your own energy resources. I mean, millions of things. But you are so used to look for the bad things. So sometimes you are even blind by just looking for the bad things. And I think this is actually maybe the one and only thing.
Udhëtimi tjetër me Elsën do të jetë drejt Lurës, me rrgysjen dhe bashkimin të cilët e shoqërojnë në të gjitha udhëtimet që ajo bën nëpër Shqipëri.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm happy we made it up here, and now we're playing ABBA, Swedish music. We love it.
Udhëtojmë me Elsën, ambasadoren e Swedisë në Shqipëri. Edhe këtë herë jemi në Lurë. Në udhëtimet e saj jashtë Tirane, gjithmonë e shoqërojnë dy miqtë e saj, Bashkimi dhe Ërgysi. Lurës, për herë të parë do t'i shohim me të borë.
Të thanë për herë të parë që do jesh ambasadorja e Shqipërisë. Çfarë mendove? Kishe dëgjuar për Shqipërinë?
Yes, I worked from Stockholm with Albania for 7 years, and all Western Balkans, Eastern Europe, Russia. So I was very familiar with Albania. But you know, I apply. In Sweden, we apply to become an ambassador. And I chose Albania, also some other countries, but I was really happy to go to Albania. I got a phone call. They say, hello, Elsa, do you want to know where you're going? We want to offer you Tirana. And I was like, Tirana?
Why?
Yes. Why? Why I was happy? But you know, Albania is interesting. It's an interesting country. You are in the middle of Europe's history. Your own history linked to Europe, but you're also becoming an EU member country. And that is so interesting for a country. One thing, politics. Secondly, I didn't realize how beautiful it was. This changed me when I came to Albania, but I had an idea. The people, the work that Sweden is doing, we can make a difference. I can make a difference. The embassy is important here. And you have a good reputation as a country. It's safe, it's interesting. A lot of people want to go to Albania to work.
Udhëtimin me Elsën e bëm në muaj nëntor, dhe bora sa po kishte nisur lart në liçenet e Lurës, e të shohësh këto liçene me dobor është vërtet mrekulli. Ergysi është djali i Lurës, i cili mezi ka pritur ta njohë Elsën me bukuritë e vendlindjes së tij, e sidomos me liçenet e Lurës dhe rrugën e përshkruar dikur nga Edi Duram.
Cila është arsyeja që qeveria suedeze është e dyta për fondet që jep dhe për projektet që ka në Shqipëri?
Yes, Sweden supports Albania a lot, and we have been a partner for 20 years. Now we support Albania to become an EU member. And that is economic empowerment, environment, so important, but also democracy, human rights, institutions, land right, cadastre, taxation, everything, so Albania can become an EU member country. But we also do this with many other countries. Sweden is actually helping with 1% of our GDP, which is quite a lot, and it's because of solidarity. We have done this for many, many years, and if it's good for you, being Albania, it's good for us. You are a neighboring country, but we also help other countries, because we think that if it's good for countries in Asia, in Africa, in Latin America, it's also good for Sweden, because we live in a globalized world, we interact, we share the same environment, we need to help each other. And if we can help people to get less poor, to actually have a good, equal life, it's also good for us. Because we trade with other countries, we want equality, democracy. So I think it's important. It's not only because it's good for us, but it is also because we want to live in solidarity. So I came 2019 for the first time to stay and live, And what I remember most was Bashkim, because he came to meet me at the airport. And I was so happy to see a familiar face, and I hugged him. I remember this. But then I remember the people, because for me it was most important to build relation with my colleague. The embassy, they had bought ice cream for me, so we sat down, and most important was to talk to everyone and also to tell them who am I, because I will be their manager, colleague for so many years. So that is the most important in the beginning. And then I started to meet our partners, organizations, and the president, Ilirmeta, because I had a letter of credential that I hand over from our king. So when you become ambassador, you need to hand over the letter from the King of Sweden to say that I send to you this Elsa, she comes, and I send her like the Swedish king. So yeah, I hand over that. And that's very important ceremony. Tirana, my first impression was that this is a Mediterranean place, because I went to Blocku, and you have all the restaurants and people sit and they hang out, and I was thinking, wow, it's very relaxed people. And it was hot and a lot of pasta. And then I discovered the Albanian food, but first it was like, wow, this is really Mediterranean. And a very relaxed atmosphere, and I liked that.
Yeah.
And I felt, wow, well, I can live here, it's okay, I will live here.
You have done many jobs in human rights.
Yes.
But do you like most this kind of job as ambassador, or this is the best job that you ever had?
Yes, this is the best job, because now I can do everything. I'm 50 years. I have a lot of experience.
Yeah.
When I was young, I was very focused on human rights, equality, but now I feel I can do so many more things. Also, culture. It's super important for democracy, or promote business relation. I understand that that's so important also for relation between countries. So this job is much richer in what I can do. So I can use all my experience, and maybe I think that I can make a good difference with my experience.
Në Lur, mund të bujtësh në çdo shtëpi. Lurianët dinë të respektojnë mikun në të mirë dhe në të keq, me çfarë ndodhet. Por ne zgjodhëm shtëpi në hyrje të këtij fshati. Bujtinën e ngritur nga mësuesi i Lurës, Det Lleshi.
Duke ju uruar mirëseardhjen, do të shpreh edhe një fakt interesant që më bën përshtypje që një ambasador të fshihet brenda një njeriu kaq të thjesht, me kaq energji pozitive, dhe ndofta më kujton riprodhimin e historisë kur ish mysafire e 2 dirham tek gjyshi im.
I think maybe we share the same interest for just meeting people. I feel relaxed here. I sit here with you, talk to you, I look at your house. I think it's interesting, the history of the house. And it makes me relax, but it's also a way for me to learn about Albania, meet people. And it's my job, but it's also my nature to be with people. When we were traveling here yesterday with a car and this on the road to come to you, I was thinking about Edith Durham, and I was thinking that she traveled this road and she really experienced Albania. The only way to feel Albania is to go by yourself.
Besoj që ndryshimi ka qenë ti ke ardhur me makina, jo me kuaj.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Elsa të surprizon me aktivitetet e saj, nga lura tek riciklimi I veshjeve.
When you buy something, think about material, think about the price. It should not be too cheap, because maybe then the wages are too low. I want to promote good business. Sweden wants to work with Albania, so this is also for us to build a trade relation with Albania. Just need to think about our planet. We can't consume fast fashion, we can't buy new things. We need to think a little bit about how we behave and still love fashion.
Ilsës i pëlqen të tregojë dhe fustanin që ka veshur, sepse për të është i veçantë dhe ka domethënie.
This dress, for example, Alma is old. It belonged to my grandmother.
No.
Yes, it's from 1950s.
No.
So yes, exactly. So
Looks,
you know,
new.
yeah, yes. But yes, so it's 70 years old, and I want to communicate that use old clothes, because if we use the clothes 3 times longer, we will reduce climate impact with 70%. I mean, it's like amazing. Don't throw away your clothes.
Një tjetër surprize Elsës është kjo artiste suedeze. Në mes të Tiranës, ajo performon në një skenë ku hidhet miell.
This woman is a feminist activist. She's a drummer and she does a lot of other stuff. But in this case, some years ago, she decided to run the London Marathon and she got her period. So she took the decision to run by menstruating, just free bleeding. Yeah, that was a big deal, apparently. It caused a lot of polemics. And there was people that thought that was great, that was something very brave, and there was people that didn't like it, that find it maybe offensive.
Why you choose this kind of performance to bring here in Albania?
Many reasons. Well, one is I think that dance culture is about meeting each other, having another perspective. And I think this dance about a very typical, actually, female perspective. What do I do when I menstruate? How do I solve this problem? That is culture, that is art. And of course, Sweden, we have a feminist approach. We should think about providing a feminist perspective in everything we do. And this is perfect, because it also forces you to think a little bit about.
Me Elsën, do t'i largohemi sërish Tiranës për të shkuar në një fshat të Dibrës, aty ku ajo u ka dhënë mundësi disa grave të sfidojnë mentalitetin dhe të bëjnë biznes me bimët medicinale. Këtu jemi në Trepçe të Dibrës, në një fshat ku gruaja shihet derë e brënda, që do të thotë ajo paragjykohet nëse punon e aq më pak të fitoj para duke hapur biznes. Por këto gra kanë arritur të thyejnë tabut dhe sot mbillin bimë medicinale.
My friend, good to see you again. Hey, hey, Mir, so good. Hey again. Hello again. Hello. I've been here before, and I love them and what they do. I mean, look at this. They use their hands, they produce, it's the fruits, it's the vegetables, and I'm proud that Sweden can support this. Because we actually support people and to have a better life, to have an income, to be able to live in the village from what you earn. And to see that and to meet and to talk, that's fantastic. And then of course this is very beautiful. This is fantastic.
Në këtë tavolinë është mbështetja e ambasadës suedeze në 12 fshatra të Dibrës, duke fuqizuar rolin e gruas jo vetëm brenda shtëpive, por dhe jashtë shtëpisë. Dhe më e bukura është se këto gra kanë arritur të fitojnë duke mbjellur bimë medicinale dhe natyrisht parat duke i mbajtur për vete. Burrat e Dibrës nuk i vënë më në rresh gratë.
Kishtë pozicioni, grave kam ndryshuar shumë. Duke u marrë rollet dhe në menaxhimin e çështjeve ekonomike të familjes dhe shkojnë drejt një barazie.
Se mos bëhen më të pasura gratë se juve dhe si do ja bëni pastaj.
Nuk na vje keqja nga gratë.
Nuk ju vje keqja nga gratë.
Alma, me thënë të drejtën kreno më shumë. Kur ndjejmë në parlament, gratë, të cilët janë shumë tafë, janë shumë të zonja, kanë dieni, kanë shprehje dhe në na bëhet zemra mal, kur ecim se kemi drejtat barabartë. Emancipimi i gruas është baza, triumfon grua.
Strong women is good for every society. Every society needs strong women and also strong men. We need equality in the society. And for Sweden, we support Albania in many, many ways. And one way is, of course, to empower women, because then you will be able to make your individual choices, to be strong, to earn your money. And if we have more equal people, that's good for the whole country. And we know this from research, that democracy needs equality. And when we have equality, strong women, like we see here today, that will lead to democracy. And I think Albania also needs that for becoming a member in the European Union. I mean, that's like the ultimate goal, but also to have a good life for people. And I think for Sweden, it's really about making a difference for people like you, who also are prepared to, you know, work hard and to do the job, but to help you as Albanian people. That is what Sweden want to do. And of course, women, that you are Gratë.
Edhe ne jemi shumë të kënaqur me ambasadën suedeze.
Sa lekë keni fituar nga kjo gjë? Apo stregohen lekët? Ti ke çesat e lekëve?
Fitojmë,
Sa? Fitoni?
700.000.
Në vit? I merrni vetë lekët?
Burit ja dorëzojmë
Po ju pyes juve si më e vjetra, kur i the burrit që unë do merrem me këtë gjë, do angazhoj dhe vajzat e ku diun çfarë tha?
Jo, buri nuk është fort. Nuk më thot gjë sa i kënaqur. Sa më sot i pro lek të shtëpia.
Po, nuk të tha gjë, po kush e ka pas më problem nga juve?
I pëlqen se po më problem unë kam pasur.
Se e ke pasur? Ti ke qenë më e reja.
Dëshira për punë ka qenë më e madhe.
One thing that is also important that you do is that you make villages a place to live in, not only a place that you move from. And this is good for everyone. I mean, you have your son here and he wants to stay and he wants to work, and you have some daughters who want to stay and work, and that is also good for everyone, for the country.
I have a small farm with 24 cows.
That's
I
a lot.
plants cherries, pears, nuts, different nuts. And from my farm I have understood something, that we can live here.
But you know, Alma, it's so fantastic because you are Albanian and I'm Swedish, but now I can show you an Albanian table, and I love this. So let me just, a few things, you know. The fantastic women, they've made this, collected this, and I see a few things. Well, firstly, I see things, this is wild apples. Some of this go to export to European countries. For us, being Sweden, that is like how we start to help Albania become EU member, because it's about trade with your neighbors, European Union. So what these women do here is like the first step for Albania to become EU member. I mean, that's fantastic, isn't it? And then, Alma, I want to show you something.
Show me.
Because here I see blueberries, yeah? And blueberries,
Wild.
Wild. This is actually very exclusive. We have them in Sweden. I have them in my house, in my summer house. I'm a little bit too lazy to collect them, but I know that in Japan they pay a lot of money for this.
For this?
Yes. It's super healthy, and you can also make skin cream. And they are crazy about this in other countries, and you have them here in Albania. Then one more thing that I want to show you, because this is new for me, I didn't know, it's the sage. And you know this because you're Albanian.
Yeah.
Albania is #1 country exports sage in the world. Maybe you know, I didn't know, I found out a few weeks ago, and the world doesn't know. So, I want to also promote Albania in Sweden, to tell them about this, to tell them about the sage. Very good. Actually, I love. Very clever. I have in my own house in Sweden, I do like this in the summer, but not as much. Gëzuar. Very, very good. I like Rocky, but it's a little bit stronger than I thought, It's like 45% or so, 50. Yeah, I was surprised.
Gjanë si këtë ndare, si kënë qënë si ne.
What?
Si ne,
Not an ambassador.
E rratë, e komunikushme, e respektushme.
Elsa, kur të takon për herë të pare, kupton që pavarësisht se ambasadorja e Suedis në Shqipëri, nuk ke lidhje shumë me karakterin e një njeriu që vjen nga Suedia. Je pak italiane, pak balkanase, pak shqiptare, I ke të gjitha, si ka mundësi?
I think maybe, well, first I'm half Swedish. I'm not 100% Swedish. My father has roots from Eastern European countries, Ukraine, Transylvania. So maybe that's a little, but then I've been traveling and I like other people, and maybe it has influenced me and given me this sort of special character, not being so Swedish. And yeah, so maybe that's.
Elsa është nëna e një djali dhe një vajze. Djali I saj është I njohur në Suedi si muzikant, ndërsa vajza si artiste. Ndërsa Elma e Elsës ka qenë një nga gazetarët më të njohura në çështjet rajonale.
Si është jesh vajza e një gazetare e cila ka punuar si korrespondente dhe I është dashur të udhtoj dhe mos ketë atë mundësinë të kujdeset për ty.
But you know, Alma, she was also including me in her life. And this is something I want to pass on to my children. She included me when she was working. When I had holidays, we traveled around in Western Balkans. She was doing interviews. And I was with her, or she was meeting a Russian intellectual who'd been to prison for writing theater, and I could sit there and she was making interviews. So I was very much included. Of course, I went to school, but she also took me into her work, and it has actually inspired me a lot. And I think I choose the profession I have also because I had the mother I had, because I could see how she worked, and I thought that's how you do it. It's possible to work in that way.
Unë jam super grua. Kjo është sfida tjetër e Elsës, duke ofruar biseda dhe këmbim informacioni me të rinj në të gjitha qytetet, kudo nëpër Shqipëri. I gjithë stafi i ambasadës në terren. Në të gjitha aktivitetet e Elsës, ajo që të bën përshtypje janë oraret e detajuara, minut pas minute, kalkulimi me përpikmëri i çdo aktiviteti.
You are very punctual.
Yes.
Suedezët janë të përpikë si komb. Çfarë ndodh nëse dikush nuk është korrekt me ju?
Well, you know, I get a bit nervous.
Se ne si shqiptare kemi një çik problem këtë.
You know, I get a bit nervous when things are changed. But I think that it's good for me to practice on that because I can be very organized, minute for minute, and then someone say, no, we cancel this meeting, we do it tomorrow, and my instinct is, it's impossible, my schedule. But then I think, no, relax, it's good for me, it's good exercise. So it's good exercise for me to be in Albania. But you know, in Vietnam, it was even worse. They changed and do the next day, and it's good to practice because otherwise I get too organized.
It's good to be...
Si është më mirë të jesh si ne apo kaq i mirë organizuar?
I like
Or to mix.
Mix maybe good, but I really love to be organized because you know it's also predictable. If you say we meet on Monday, we meet on Monday, and it's a little bit of a respect there, you know.
Yeah.
Why change if we have decided? It should be someone has died, then we can change. But otherwise, we do as we have planned.
Okay.
That
If you
is
are
my-
alive,
Yes,
you have
if you're
to do that.
exactly, if you're alive, you have to come to the meeting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kur je nga një vend si Suedia, ajo që vlerëson më shumë është drita, dielli, ndriçimi. Edhe për këtë ka një fest me emrin Lucia, që është një ditë dhjetori ku merr fund errësira dhe vjen drita. Kjo ditë është shumë e rëndësishme për Elsën, ndaj duhet të festohet me verë të nxehtë dhe biskuta të gatuara prej saj. Elsa, edhe pse shumë kohë kalon duke punuar, ajo nuk e harron kurrë bashkëpunëtorët dhe miqt që t'i mbledh në rezidencën e saj për festime. Dhe rasti më i bukur është t'i mbledh pikërisht në një ditë të tillë, kur errësira e kthehet në dritë. Traditë daton që shekuj përpara. Stafi ambasadës i gjithi ka përgatitur këtë ritual, që ka një domethënie. E bëhet fjalë për një vajzë me emrin Lucia, e cila donte të bëhej kristiane dhe t'i shërbente vetëm Zotit, ndaj nuk donte që të martohej. Po dëshira e saj nuk pranoi nga familja dhe i fejuari i dëshpëruar e vret. Ndaj kësaj feste i ka mbetur emri Santa Lucia, që është edhe Lucia e Nordikëve.
Alma